Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to vlog number 62. It's been over 3 weeks since I last posted an update to social media on what I've been doing and on how my preparations going for the next phase of my fitness journey. So I thought, as an update was long overdue, I would take the time to let you know what's been going on. So the first thing that's happened in the last 3 weeks is I have changed coaches. Tim Ollie-Renshaw, the coach that took over in very challenging circumstances, 11 and a half weeks out from Pure Elite, and took me through my shredding phase, or the last part of my shredding and preparation phase, has retired as my coach to focus on his business and other family commitments, which meant obviously that I've changed coaches. So I've taken it as an opportunity to approach somebody who I have respected for a very long time as a professional athlete, someone who is incredibly well regarded in the industry for his achievements, is a multiple award-winning champion with multiple federations. So I approached him because I respect him, and because his approach to training is entirely different from anyone else I've ever met. So Sean Ferguson is now my coach. He is an exceptional human being. I've had the privilege of spending time with him and his family over the last couple of weeks and getting to know everybody down there at his gym in Dorchester. And it's really great to now be an official part of Team Physiques and Shapes, which is just inspiring and a great privilege, to be honest. Now, what that means is that I've had to, as well as transition now from being an amateur athlete to the start of my professional athletic career, I have decided to fundamentally change my approach to training. Now, as a result of that, I'm not going to go into any specific details about what my training regime looks like, except to say that it is very different indeed. Whatever you think is a sensible training program, it's not this. This program is unique, it's challenging, it requires you to completely take yourself out of your comfort zone each and every day, and you have to put 100% commitment and focus into each training session, or you simply don't get anything out of it. And the reason we've done that is because I need to massively up my game. Being an amateur is challenging enough, but being a professional with my background, in terms of having gone from obese to injured to skinny and scrawny and then to UK body transformation champion, it means that people are already going to underestimate your abilities to perform and make that transition, and that means you really have to do things very differently. You almost have to reinvent yourself. The transformation, Wayne, of which I'm incredibly proud and will be forever, was a milestone in my career, and I'm very much now starting out again as a fitness model and a fitness competitor, and I'm very much looking forward to see where that career takes me. One of the things that we've also been doing in the last 3 weeks is reviewing my performance on stage in all areas. And I had done my own self-assessment, if you like, or performance review in isolation from anybody else. I then also canvassed feedback from other professional athletes, my coaches, other coaches, and other athletes, and spectators and judges from other federations who looked at photographs, and they gave me feedback. I've also now got the official Pure Elite feedback as well. One of the reassuring things is that all of the feedback is consistent, including my own, and that I now have a very clear path of improvement, really. I know exactly what I need to do in order to improve in each area. And those things I am happy to share with you. So my size is something I've spoken about a lot. I need to add significant size and muscularity, and then use that to achieve much better condition across my entire body. I'm very much looking forward to embracing that challenge. My stage confidence and presence needs significant work, and that's already happened and taking place. And my posing needs significant development and improvement, particularly focusing on the transitions between poses. And the feedback that I've got is that I need to make it look more like a dance, more like a performance. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing what I do in those areas and to making those necessary changes. So We've already started on a new plan of improvement to tick those boxes off and make sure that I make that transition to where I need to be. And we'll keep doing that over the next few weeks, months, and probably years, to be perfectly honest with you. So to that end, really, the last 3 weeks has almost been like a reconsolidation of what's worked, changing what hasn't, and then looking at what we need to do in order to step things up. So some of the things that we're now doing is we're now prepping for 2 competitions. I've decided to try out the UK Ultimate Physique, UK UP Federation. So I'll be entering the Northern Championships in York in mid-October. I haven't decided on the categories yet, but certainly we'll be aiming for that federation as a stretch target. And then of course the Pro World Championships with Pure Elite in Margate at the end of October, the big one for me. Pure Elite are very much part of my DNA now, so I'll be competing with them in October, and then again next year at some point. Again, don't know which shows or which categories. We'll decide on that later on in the year, probably after the Worlds. The other thing that we've done is we did a massive review of my previous training regimes. Now, one of the things that's important to say is that Tim never took me through a bulk phase. Tim took over in very challenging circumstances, 11 and a half weeks out from Purely on the 1st of April, and effectively pulled together a program to get me in as best condition as I possibly could for stage. What was obvious is that prior to Tim and prior to my initial shred, what's obvious is that I've never really done a proper bulk, and that the previous coaches who were managing my program were just sending me through generic programs of work and generic nutrition plans, and that nothing had been uniquely or I hadn't received a bespoke or a unique plan that reflected my needs and requirements. And as a result, whilst I have grown from when I was at my smallest at 79 kilos looking weak and scrawny, I've nowhere near been working towards my maximum potential. Indeed, if anything, I've been overtraining at the gym, spending too much time at the gym, and not really using the bits of kit I needed to maximise that growth and those gains. So as a result, I'm probably some months, if not 18 months, 2 years behind where I probably ought to be if I'd been following the right training advice and nutrition plans. But you can't undo what's been done. And if anything, there's been a very useful learning curve because it's given me experience around the gym. What I'm now doing is very, very, very different indeed. And I'm very much looking forward to using Sean's skills, experience and knowledge and getting them to create, well, effectively he's created a program and a plan for me that is exactly what I need. It reflects my weaknesses, it allows me to continue improving my strength, but massively uplift the areas that need the most work. So it's very exciting times indeed. What's obvious from the messages I'm still receiving is that they're very much in 2 camps. I'm still receiving lots of messages from people giving me updates on their own progress and journeys, and I really look forward to those updates. So please keep them coming. It's really nice to see what everybody's doing, and that there are now a large number of people thinking about competing for the first time and thinking about entering Pure Elite, and that is wonderful. That's absolutely fantastic development. So please keep me updated on what you're doing, and keep sending me messages if you need a bit of support or encouragement. I'm always here. The other side of the messages are now those people who think that I peaked at the 1st of April and I can't do, or I won't achieve any more than that. I mean, the fact that I'm now considering myself as a pro athlete is achievement in itself. And the fact that I know that when I step on stage at the end of October, my condition, posing, muscularity and size will all be better than they were in April. Again, that's an improvement. And really, I'm under no illusions about how difficult it is to make that transition from amateur to pro athlete. But I'm doing everything I need to do in order to get there. Not returning to the gym doing the same thing that I've done for the last 18 months, which wasn't yielding any benefit. Completely, fundamentally, I've basically taken the rule book, I've torn it up into 1,000 pieces, I've thrown it away, and I've started again. And for those that know me, know how much I like routine and how much I like repetition will know how difficult that change will have been for me to process and to accept, but I've done it. And I've now fully embraced it, and I'm now very much looking forward to it, because the journey for me is much more important than sort of aiming to win a trophy. I mean, that's just a nice to have. Really, it's about the journey and the competing and the taking part. But don't be under any illusions. Don't underestimate my ability to change or my desire to win. I'm very much looking forward to entering the end of October championships. And whether I win there or a bit later, I will at some stage. I'm very much that kind of person that embraces criticism and feedback. I use it and turn it into very much into positive outcomes. And I'm embracing this challenge of continuing to train. My private life has also undergone a significant number of changes over the last few weeks, which are all inherently positive, which is great. Challenging, but positive. So all in all, things are looking pretty good and very exciting. I'm currently back in West Somerset for a few days, catching up with friends and family. So I'll be training at Fitness Station in Minehead for the coming for the next few days. And we're also hoping to pop down to Dorchester and catch up with Sean again. But for those of you who I have yet to catch up with, I apologise. I will get round to you eventually, I'm sure. I will see most of you on the 1st of July in Middleton at the next Pure Elite event, and then of course in August down in Dorchester at Sean Ferguson's Physiques event as well. So I'm hoping to still spend quite a bit of time with the Pure Elite family in one way or another. Pure Elite is very much a part of my DNA now. So unfortunately for Stuart and Janine, they can't get rid of me very easily. I'll be around for the long term. So that's it really. I'm trying to give you a bit of an update, not too much information. I can't really reveal very much more than that because I'm sworn to secrecy on my training regime with Sean and exactly what we do behind the scenes. But you're just going to have to watch this space for the results. Again, there will be no topless photographs of me between now and October, partly because I'm a bit of a poker player and I don't like revealing my hand, and I am one for trying to create as maximum an impact and a surprise as possible, particularly for those who continue to underestimate me. So I will update again when I've got something to update you guys on. Until then, have a great week. Bye-bye.